Well, hello, we're at it again because we are going to have some fun with legendary encounters. We played a game of this previously with the core alien game, and we are now adding predators to the mix. So I used to have a better copy of this, but I purchased this one on eBay, so it's a little the worse for wear, but the cards are in great condition. And essentially, it's the same game. It's just that there is a Predator version of almost the same map, although it includes a couple new things. There are traps and tests and other things that the Predators can undergo. This game recreates events from the first two Predator films. I don't think they ever made any expansions. And the setting here is a outdoor area, underground graveyard, river, ruins, hills of the wilds, and then a combat zone. We are going to play in the aliens complex. All right, let's give this a go. We don't have the best, lighting or sound quality right now, but let's just have some fun. We are going to be playing in a location that came with the Alien Covenant expansion. It's called the Aviary. It's not based on any particular film. It's kind of like an original location. And we have three objectives that I took from three different scenarios. We have interrogating some guards at this Aviary to find out what's going on. Something nasty bursts loose. And then we got to get to the Jabba. So those are going to be our objectives. I have another video about this game, but if people don't already know, each turn we're going to take a card out of this stack. The three chapters of this story have cards from top to bottom, like Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. We're going to go through them sequentially. Each turn, cards will be moving out into the complex and then moving along down the line. We can't see what they are until they get to the airlock and then enter into the combat zone. Okay, once they're in the combat zone, we have to deal with them. But there are ways that we can take a peek because each location here has a scan value, and we can pay with cards to take a peek at those, at what's on the other side there, and maybe deal with the threats before they show up. The characters we are playing with are, we have a mercenary, we have a lieutenant and then a mercenary. We have a predator elder, and we have a medic. Each character has a deck of 13 cards. Each turn they are going to play 6 of those cards, doing as much as they can with whatever's printed on those cards, and then they're going to draw a fresh hand of 6 at the end of their turn. Now, the way we build our decks is we purchase them from the headquarters, and the headquarters is made up of a stack of cards right here that have a bunch of different characters shuffled in. We've taken characters from like Ellen Ripley, Dutch Schaefer, a urban predator hunter, and Bishop from Aliens. So these are the characters who are going to be helping us out. Each one has a cost on the bottom, the big number there, showing how much they are worth. And I'll show you how we'll be paying for those in a second. So it's the start of the first turn, and the lieutenant draws 6 cards. And all he's got are these generic cards. He's got some Wayland Yutani soldiers, grunts, and specialists helping him out. And I'm going to lay those down in here. You'll see a value printed on them. So the specialists have these stars, which are, I think they're called command points. And we are going to use that as the currency to buy a card. So when we want to purchase a card from down here, we've got 4 command points. So we can buy 2 cards worth 2, or we can buy anything, under 4. I'm not going to be too strategic about what's what. But I see here we have a card that costs 4. That is going to let me draw a card from HQ, which is what we're calling these barracks here. As soon as I select the card, I put it in my discard pile, and then I replace it with something else. Okay. Then returning to my hand, let's see, I also have 2 grunts, and the grunts have strike values. The strikes can be used to attack enemies. In some cases, strikes will attack me, and strikes can also be used to scan locations in the complex. So unfortunately, we only have 2, and to peek at this card, it would cost 4. So this character is essentially done with his turn. And discards and then draws 6 new cards. Excuse me. For the next turn. Alright, now our mercenary goes. Our mercenary has 6 cards. Now you're going to see a lot of the same cards at first until we start purchasing them. The mercenary has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? 1, 2, 3, no, 6. Okay, sorry. So the mercenary now has 2 grunts. Oh, sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. The first thing that happens is called the hive phase, where things come out of the hive. Then I go through my my cards. So we have 2 strikes, just like the same as the other character, it looks like. So once again, we do not have enough scan value to scan one of those complex locations, but we do have enough command points to purchase a card. So we will purchase, let's see. What is very important that I need to remember is the symbols on the cards. Because if you have cards with the same symbols, you can get synergy out of them. So this first character pulled something with this green like strength icon. So I should try to remember that and draw the same kind of cards if I can, so that they can use them in synergy. So this character, see, there's a strength card here, and there's a couple others. I need to look up what the symbols mean and just kind of have that on standby. Here we go. They're character classes. So strength, survival, tech, leadership, and intel. So let's take a tech card for 3. Or actually, since it's the mercenary, let's take leadership for 3. This will, if we discard this card, we get extra command points. We're going to put that into our discard pile here. We're going to replace it with another bishop card, and that's all we can do this turn. So cards go in that player's discard pile, and he draws 6 new cards for his next turn. Okay, sorry, next, player number 3, the Predator Elder. Top of the round, a hive card enters the complex. It's getting crowded, and whatever's behind there, I guarantee you, is going to be nasty. There are enemies and events. Alright, so this character has essentially the same kind of cards, except this character does not have Weyland-Yutani mercenaries. They are using the benefit of their experience and their brute strength. So this time, the strike value of 2. It's funny that they all got the same combo of cards in their hands, but I guess the odds are not that far off. Anyway, we now have something that does have a strike value of 2. We can... Oh, no, we don't. Not until it gets here. Sorry, I misspoke. So all we can do is purchase a card worth 4 once again. So let's see. We did leadership with the mercenary. I think that with this Elder Hunter, we will do... Well, we'll definitely take Predator cards and do their strength. Okay. Put that into the discard pile, redraw a new card. Ellen Ripley's Enraged. That's got to be a good card. Okay. That's all they can do this turn, so they draw 6 more. They discard. Draw 6 more. Those cards will be shuffled into their deck. I've decided to use this as like a starting player marker, so I need to not forget about that. The medic is going to go now. Let's see if she gets the same. Let's find out. No, a little different. Only 1 strike, so we cannot scan 4 command points and the ability to draw a card. But before we do that, guess what I need to do? I apologize. I get overzealous, which is what my friend likes to call me. Okay, so this said that I can draw a card, and I may heal a strike from any player. So each character has 1 card that is like gives them a signature ability. Since we haven't seen that from the others, it's likely to come up soon. And since she can draw a card from her deck, she draws another specialist. So she actually has 5 command points. And she will use that to purchase Ripley Enraged, which actually does have a cost of 5. Now this is also a strength card, so maybe I should hold off and give her something else class related, like the data card. I think I'll actually do that. It's worth 3, and then we will buy a bishop card worth 2. Replace this with some climbing claws, and replace this with another critical analysis card. So we discard all the cards we purchased. We draw 6 more. Actually, yeah, we draw 6 more. And now play goes to player 1, who draws their new hand. But don't worry, I didn't forget this time. Things move down. Now, because we have not had enough strikes, we don't know what we're about to face, and that's a pretty bad thing. The complex is completely full at this point. All right. This character has their unique ability, which is they can call for backup and get +2 command points. It's also worth 2 strikes. So this is our first character who has had multiple strikes. So we have 4 strikes there. Oh no, 5. That is helpful. And then only 2 command points. So what are we going to do with that 5? Well, we can scan this. We can scan this and this. I'm going to scan what's about to show up first. Okay, we have a scrabbling facehugger. When we reveal it, put it in front of me. Okay. So any player can fight it on their turn, and if it's still alive at the end of my next player's turn, I gain a chest burster. So I have a this guy on me. But you know what? He has 2 value, so I think I should be able to kill him, but I'm not gonna. So that was 2. 4, we get, oh crap, a snapping xenomorph. And they do 2 strikes when they attack you, which is pretty bad. So that's 4. My final strike does not get used. I now can purchase cards, and this character has only 2. There's nothing here with a value of 2. If we look at the wide picture here, there's a deck just off to the side of the barracks that contains sergeants and commanders. These are cost 3 each. They all give you 2 command points, and they have a very special ability that allows other players to coordinate with you. At any rate, this guy has a facehugger on him. We're gonna take his final card for his hand. We're going to shuffle what he's got here already and draw 5 more cards for his next turn if he survives. All right, 6 cards. And now this becomes the active player. First we do a hive phase. Everything starts moving. Now when I look at my cards this turn, I have got to hope that I have at least 2 strikes so I can kill the facehugger that has attacked my friend. I think the odds are pretty good. Sorry, this character forgot to discard. Oh, and they should have shuffled those cards. Alright, sorry, I'm moving too quickly. Alright, here's what he's got. He's got his special ability to draw an extra card. And this turn he can spend his command points as if they're strikes. Well, that's very helpful because we're going to need that. We've got 1 strike, 2 strikes. We're going to use those immediately to kill player 1's facehugger. All right. Then what we have left is another strike and 3 command. Their special card lets them use command points as attacks. So I'm going to discard these 3 as attacks to kill this alien. All right. Okay, and then both of these guys go into the dead enemies pile, which has a really awesome, gnarly, like heavy metal comic book style graphics on it. All right. All I have left that I can do this turn is 1 command point, which basically just gets burned because there's nothing we can do with that. We draw 3 cards because our turn is now over. We shuffle the rest of this character's cards to draw 3 more. And now it becomes player 3's turn, the Predator Elder. All right. This guy is a crafty veteran who has, let's see, oh, well, wait. I always do this. The complex still very full. We've dealt with 2 enemies so far. Okay. We have, let's see, 4 strikes, or 3 strikes, and 3 experience. So 3 command points, 3 strike points. Let's use those 3 strike points to look at what's coming. We can do these for 3. Let's do what's here. Okay. There is station guards. All right, that's part of what we're looking for in our objective. It says, yeah, we want to subdue and interrogate them. So we're going to have to pay, I think, the cost on their card in order not to kill them, but to subdue them. Instead of killing this, subdue it. Correct. While it's in operations, you can pay a strike to interrogate them. Okay, so we're going to pull them into the operations section if we can do it. Well, we do have 3 strikes, this player. So we're going to use that. Oh, wait, we used that to scan already. Sorry, they get discarded. We now have 3 experience, which we will use to make a purchase from the barracks. These are worth 3. We had a strength card for this guy before, so we're going to take another. Actually, yeah, we're going to take another. And then replace that with wrist blades. Love the art. It's really fun. Okay, they then draw a card and shuffle their deck so that we can draw the other 5. One, two, three. And since my shuffles are a little loosey-goosey, I'm going to pull from random places. Okay, and now our medic is player 1. They have their deck of 6 cards, and it's just grunts and specialists, nothing unique. If they have 3 strikes, we are going to subdue those guards. Oh, we have 4. But once again, I got ahead of myself, because the first thing that happens is something comes down into the combat zone and everyone else moves. Alright, now let's see what we're dealing with. Oh damn, a scrambling xenomorph. Okay, if it's revealed in the complex, it can't be fought if there's a face-up enemy next to it. But we can fight it now. Looks like it's got 2 strikes against it. But we also want to do this interrogation. So we're faced with a choice. If I leave this alien there, I will take a strike. So I am going to discard these 2 cards in order to kill this guy and send him to the dead enemies pile. And then I'm going to use my other 2 to scan whatever is here in the airlock. And an event takes place. So we have our first event of the game. Alright. To see what happens in an event, we actually take another look at our objective card. And it says here, they're tough to crack. So I move each station guard in operations to the combat zone, and I put the event card in operations until I complete this objective. It costs 1 more strike to interrogate. Alright, so these guys, instead of being easy to take out, they actually end up coming straight down into the combat zone where they are going to hang out, and they now cost 4 to interrogate. Alright. Then the remainder of our hand is just the 2 strikes we just spent to scan. And the event card that we pulled goes into this discarded hazards and events pile. We are left with 2 specialists worth 2 command points each, and so that means we're going to buy, but there's nothing worth 2, so there's nothing we can do this turn. Alright, they're going to shuffle their deck and draw 6 cards. And then it'll become player 1's turn. Alright, 6 fresh cards. Alright. Lieutenant, you're up. But first, something's coming. Alright, our boy here has 1, 2, 3, 4 specialists, 6 specialists. No, 1, 2, 3, 5 specialists and 1 grunt. That 1 grunt is going to be no help, so all we've got is the 5 specialists. let's take a look at what kind of purchase we can make. I recall that this character, we drew strength from them, so we could use another. Let's take that Ripley card that we wanted. You get +1 strike for each other strength character that you have in your deck. So there's that synergy we were talking about. So this character will get exponentially stronger if I have other characters with that strength icon. That is all we can do this turn. So we replace the card that we bought. Ooh. Yalja Essence. Play any amount of strikes to restore honor. Okay, that is something that is only in the Predator version of the game. There's a little guide to that here. You don't use... We're just not playing with honor. When Predators are players, they can do missions and take tests, and their successes can affect their honor, and honor is almost like its own little pool of hit points. So the mercenary is going to go now. Meanwhile, things are moving in the complex. Oh, hang on a second. You know what? We have not dealt with this card. Does it do a strike when it is here? Let me read it again. Yeah, they are. If there's an enemy in the combat zone, they strike. So I think our mercenary should have gotten an attack. So we are going to draw from the strike deck, and a fallen friend. At the start of your turn, discard this and kill a random character in your hand that costs 1 or more. That's sad. All right. So we're going to hold on to that for the lieutenant for their next turn. And the mercenary... actually, the medic should have taken a strike, correct? The medic... Oh shit. Somebody help. Somebody help. When you draw this, any other player must show a character with this red symbol, which is survival. So we need a survival card. Otherwise, the medic will be hurt for 4. So we go back to the mercenary here. They do not have one of those cards. We know they don't. They have a strength value card. It says they can draw a card and they can spend command as if they were strikes. The card they draw is a Ripley card that has a different symbol. Discard this card to get 2 command points. So I do get 2 command points plus 4 command points and 3 strikes. So this could be 3 strikes, or it could be 7 strikes. Let's see what we can do with that that strike ability. There's a lot going on. Well, for one, we can use the 3 strikes to let's see, to subdue these guys. It actually costs 4, remember, because they're tough cookies. So they go into operations where they will be dealt with in a moment. So anyway, that took up 4 of my strikes. 3 plus 1 using the benefit of this card. Okay, so now I have 2 left. And with those 2, I am going to scan. Wait, let me make sure. Actually, no, I'm going to use the 1 strike to tap this card. So these guys are now interrogated. So we subdued them. And we interrogated them. Thank you, mercenary. Excellent job, soldier. All right. So now it is going to be Elder Hunter's turn. I'm playing too many licensed games. All right. Something is coming into the combat zone. But before we reveal it, things are going to move. Oh my god, another event. All right, so another event takes place. Okay, and we know that each station guard in operations is moved back to the combat zone, I guess. Put the event card in operations until you complete the objective. It costs 1 more to interrogate a station guard. Wow. They're tough. That sucks. So they just go right back in there. Oop. They just go right back in there. That's a little demoralizing. Sorry. The event card goes in here. These are the characters. And the other is my objective card. Alright, so we had an event take place. We're going to look at Elder Predator's cards. They have their special ability. Either draw a card or heal. We will draw a card. We've got a strike, 2 strikes, 3 strikes, and this Ripley card, which says I can get another +2. So it's worth 5 strikes and just 2 command points. There's nothing we can do with the command points, so we're going to use those strikes. We have 5 thanks to Ripley. So we'll use 3 to put these guys back in here, 1 to tap them, and then we have 1 that's basically wasted. So in the storytelling of what's happening here, we essentially had the mercenary bring in these guards and like bring them to heal, but then they escaped and Elder Predator had to step in and take them out. So now we draw, let's see, they were the active player. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards for their next turn. And this character becomes player 1. They now take these wounds. Nobody was able to help. So the medic now has, out of their health of 10, they have 4 wounds. As these numbers add up, they could die. Then, before we draw their starting hand, let's go to the complex. And something is coming in. We're going to reveal that what that is, and then I'm going to take a quick break because I have wings in the oven. Oh damn, another face hugger. Yikes. The medic is just having a really bad day. They have a face hugger. Any player can fight it on their turn, but it's really going to have to be the next player. It says any player can fight it on their turn, but it's the next player really who has to do it. Okay. We're going to continue with this phase as soon as I get back. Okay, still cooking. Leave a message in the comments. Do you have a favorite Alien or Predator film? Do you have a least favorite? What did you think of AVP? The films, the comics? We have got a really interesting hand here. We have Dutch's Stick Around card, which says I may kill a card in my hand. Why do I want to do that? Well, after a while, these guys start crowding up your hand, so you want to maybe get rid of them. I don't think we're ready for that yet. It's also worth 2 strikes. So if we add this and this, we have 4 strikes. So, wait. Yeah. Okay, 4 strikes. So, they cannot remove their own face hugger. So what they're going to do instead is take a look up at the complex. We could scan these puppies, but I feel like we should scan and deal with whatever's here. Oh my god, these jerks. With the remaining 2, we cannot do anything. Oh, damn. There's a lot of them. Okay. We also, if the med lab is clear, which it is currently not, you can heal a strike from any player with this card. It also is worth 2 command points, plus these 2 are worth 4 command points. So we can buy a card worth up to 4. We did not have that very necessary icon, so it would be great to buy one of these guys. I don't know if you can go through the pile and take any one you want or not, though. I have to look that up in the rules. So for now, let's just take... let's take one of these critical analysis cards. Okay, I'll look up that rule because I may want to retcon this, and if that's the case, I don't want to play too much further. All right. She draws 6, and she is going to be impregnated by a facehugger at the end of the next player's turn, unless she can this player 1 can kill that facehugger. But first I have to discard this and kill a random character in my hand. So we discard this strike. This is also a great artwork. And I didn't draw my hand of 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it looks like I have to kill a character. First one I turned over is a grunt, so I lose one of my grunts, and they go to the dead character's space right here, which is Rock from Alien 3, looking down at the smelting plant or whatever. Okay, we got some interesting cards here. This one can give me an additional 2 stars if I need it. It's also worth 2 strikes. 3 strikes. 4 strikes. Plus these cards. But hold on, did I neglect to bring these guys into the combat zone? I think I did. Now that med lab is empty. Okay. So we are going to use 2 of these strikes in order to kill this facehugger and send it to the dead enemy's graveyard. Then we are going to take the remaining 2 strikes that we have, and there's honestly nothing that we can do with them. We can use it to get 2 command, though, and then this would be 3 command, and this would be 5 command. I can also gain a card from the HQ that costs 4 or less. Now I can only do that if another card has the strength icon. And it did not. Oh, it did this hand. The Ripley Enraged. No, that was my previous turn. So I don't get that benefit, but I do get 5. I do get 5 command points. This is my strength guy, so I definitely like the idea of buying another one of these. This has the something on it that says duel, which I believe is only something that is pertinent to the... oh, got another one exactly like it. It's part of the Predator version of the game. Alright, we now draw 2 cards, and we're going to shuffle this to draw more. Oh, but before we do, we take a strike from the folks who are here in the combat zone. These 3. Let's see. Not bad. It's oh, but it is contaminated wound, so it's a strike that can't be healed. So they attack us with like a rusty syringe or something, and our lieutenant, who has health of 9, now has 1 unhealable damage on them. Now we draw new cards for their next hand. They get 2, and then they have to shuffle their deck. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. And now play goes to the mercenary, but first these guards come in. These things move across. These guards are persistent. So let's see. Did I never draw my hand of 6 cards? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All the standard cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Command. Only 2. Only 2 strikes. So this is bad. They're going to take 2 hits from these characters in the combat zone right now. And there's nothing they can do to fight, because 2 strikes is not going to cut it. What 2 strikes will do is scan the med lab. And a hazard was detected. So let's deal with that in a moment. Then we will purchase a card worth 4. Okay, hazards are kind of like events, except in order to find out what they are, you actually refer to the location card. And it says, hazard number 1, we are cut off from outside help. Kill each sergeant in the sergeant deck. That is huge. I have never seen anything like that before. So we're going to kill all the sergeants. Now normally that would wipe out the entire deck. But I have commanders I've mixed in. So the sergeants all die. I guess like the Colonial Marine ship blows up, but we still have the lieutenants from Major Dutch Schaefer. So all these guys go into the dead character graveyard. Alright, now I'm going to use the 4 command points I have to purchase a card. And this character, I'm trying to remember, we took, I think, leadership or something. I'm actually going to buy a commander for 3 because it has this symbol that we needed previously, and that'll be important to have. It also has a special ability called Coordinate, which we will deal with later. I then need to shuffle. Oh, no, I need to take 2 strikes because these assholes each hit me. One is just a flesh wound, pretty painful one by the looks of it. And then the other is a close call, but nothing happens. So that was pretty merciful. We discard that strike, and the mercenary now has 1 wound. Okay. And we now need to shuffle their deck. so that we can draw up to 6 cards. Hard game to make visually interesting. I mean, the art is great, but there is a lot to keep track of. We had one card already available. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Now, in the complex, things move as we go to player 3. We really need some frickin' strikes so that we can take care of these goons in the combat zone there. So we have 1, 2. Oh my God, we only have 2. Yeah, man, that's not gonna cut it. Everybody's taking strikes from, the game is Aliens and Predator, and we're getting our ass kicked by a bunch of frickin' guards. They're not even military. All right. With the 2 strikes, we're going to scan, and we get an immense xenomorph who has an ongoing effect. It says here that they gain strikes equal to the objective you're on. So if you're on objective 3, it gets +3. All right, well, it has 2, and this is still only objective 1. Now, Predator has 4 command points showing. So they are going to purchase this very powerful card and replace it with Knock Knock. All right, that's all my cards. I now take 2 strikes from the assholes in the combat zone, and they do 1. Draw another strike. 2. Oof. This one does 3, and then the other guard strikes, doing 1 permanent damage. So let's take a second to tally that up. Predator Elder with 13 health takes 4 health, +1 is 5, which is not healable. So that's a lot. That's a lot for the big boy. And I'm realizing I don't really have a lot of room. I don't have a lot of room for this stuff. All right. Player 4 goes. Can this scrawny little medic succeed where an elder predator, a mercenary, and an army lieutenant could not? 1 strike. Draw a card and heal a strike from any player. I draw a 2nd strike. They all are only drawing 2 strikes. This is freaking crazy. I don't even know if I'll publish this game if this is how it keeps going. I don't have to win, but this is getting just ridiculous. All I can do is scan with those 2, and I'm not gonna. I can't afford all the bad things that are happening. I can heal 1 strike from another player, so I am going to heal the Elder Predator and take the strike of 3 away. Kind of fun that the Predator drew the Predator-related strike card. All right. Now I can purchase something with a value of 4. I'll purchase the Climbing Claws and replace it with Bad Idea. Ooh, that's a good card. And that's all I can do. Now the medic, who already has 4 damage, who only has 6 life points, is going to take 2 strikes. 1 from the first guard. At the start of your next turn, discard this and 2 random cards. Okay. And the other guards attack and do... If you draw another strike named Severed Artery, you die. Wow, that's cool. Okay. So she's down to 5 health. But if she draws another Severed Artery card, she's instantly dead. We're going to shuffle her deck. God. The decks are too thin. Alright. We draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But when we start our next turn, we have this to deal with, our damaged hand. Alright. Play is going to return now to the lieutenant, but before we start that turn, I realized that I did not shuffle the Predator's cards and draw. It matters that you have cards in your hands, even if it's someone else's turn. Okay. Let's take a sec to do that. I really should speed up these parts of the video or edit them. Sorry, Elder Predator. I forgot to shuffle your deck. This bad shuffling is probably why nobody has any frickin' strikes. Alright, they draw 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I really should sleeve all these cards. Alright, guess what's happening now? This immense xenomorph is coming into the combat zone. We have to finish this objective as soon as possible, but not before we kill this guy. Alright, so what do you got, Lieutenant? 1, 2, 3. Oh, thank God. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9. 8. All right, so let's see what we can do with 8. Kill this one for 3. We kill that one for 3. We subdue this one for 3. And then we have 2 left that we can use to scan. So I'll scan the airlock. Ooh, a flying xenomorph. A xenomorph glider is coming. Shit, I should have paid to actually tap this guy instead of scanning. But that's alright. At least now we're only going to take 1 strike. Let's see, can't really purchase this turn. So yes, we do. We take a strike from those folks. Becoming the Hunted. When you draw this, you may discard one of your trophies with the most honor to cancel it. Well, we're not playing that with Predator rules, so it's just worth 3. It's just a strike worth 3. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, I have to take a quick break as Mercenary is becoming player 2. But because it's fun, let's find out what is going on up in the complex. All right. we have got to tap this card, subdue this card, kill this creature. And I will be back shortly. Okay, back in it. Mercenary has 2 strikes showing right off the bat, 3 strikes showing right off the bat. Okay. We are going to use that to absolutely subdue these guys and send them to operations. We have to spend 1 strike each to interrogate those guys, and then we are done. Let's see. I also have 3. He's got a basic ass hand. So this character is going to purchase... I forget exactly what types of cards we were specializing in here, but I think it was leadership, so we don't have anything that affects leadership though. I'll take Knock Knock, which gets replaced with Knock Knock. I really wish that in the barracks decks in these games there were not repeated cards. I mean, the values and the mechanics can be repeated, but it would be really nice if there was, like, each card had original art and dialogue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, but lest we forget, there is a creature in the combat zone who is going to deal a flesh wound. So the mercenary now has 2 flesh wounds to deal with. And play goes to Elder Predator. Elder Predator is pretty hurt. I should get some kind of statistic tracker to put on the screen so everybody knows what health they're at, so I don't have to rely on the visuals of the cards. Okay, wow, these are pretty interesting. We have 2 specialty cards here. This one can let me heal 1. Does that mean 1 strike or just 1 value? I think it means 1 value. Or I could draw a card. I'm going to draw a card. I get a strength card. Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on, you overzealous creature. Man, I have such a discipline problem when it comes to this. It's so important that I do this first. At least I remember. All right, what do we got? Oh, crap. Face hugger. Face hugger. Damn, and we have a flying creature still that we have to deal with. All right, now let's finish looking at the cards. 1, 2, 3 strikes. That should be enough to kill that creature. And another one. So we have 4, and then we have 3 command points. So with the 4 strikes, we're definitely going to kill this guy for 3. And then we're going to interrogate one of these guards. When we interrogate the 3rd guard, we will have completed this objective. And this xenomorph goes to Dead Monster Land. And then we are going to use the 3 that we've got to purchase Knock Knock or a combi stick. Let's purchase a combi stick and replace it with Bishop. Another one of those ones where if the med lab is clear, you get to... I should put my discards sideways. Anyway, I do not take a strike from anybody. I draw 6 cards for my next turn. and the medic becomes the active player but is dealing with a damaged hand. Meanwhile, there's a face hugger that needs to be dealt with as well. So she's going to have enough strikes to deal with that. Discard this and 2 random cards. Let's see what we're losing. Shit, a grunt, we need that. Oh no, and my special ability to heal strikes. Oh, that is bad. Which leaves us with, oh my god, this predator is going to get a chest burster. Oh my god. 4. Wait, did I do this? Another event. So the event is one of those assholes escapes again. These are so squirrely. We're never going to get out of objective 1. All I have is 4 blah 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 showing. And God, I don't even care what we purchase. Take another. Well, I'll take another healing card for 2, and then there's nothing to do with the other 2. All right. That's it, girl. You take a strike because those guards escaped, and it's a massive blow that does 5 damage. I think you're dead. Yeah, because you had 4 plus 1 plus 5. The medic is dead and out of the game. The medic is absolutely dead and out of the game, and the elder predator is about to get a chest burster. Any player can fight on their turn, but if it's still alive at the end of the next player's turn, kill it and gain a chest burster from the hatchery. Basically, this is going to get shuffled into my deck, and if it comes up, I'm dead. When you gain this, kill all facehuggers in front of you. Enemies won't strike you, and new facehuggers will jump onto the next player. You suffer extreme pain and die. Kill all facehuggers. Yeah, so when this draws, I die. So he's got like maybe 1 or 2 turns left. Whew. Yeah. Yeah. It is time for the lieutenant to go. But first, in comes a spewing xenomorph. When we reveal, choose a player to draw a strike. So this guy comes in spitting. Who are we going to choose? Who has the least amount of strikes? I think at this point, you know what? I'm actually going to have the predator draw the strike. Because he's dead anyway. And it doesn't even do any damage. Alright. Player 1, what are you going to do? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's got 3 specialists. He's got 4 specialists. He's got 4 strikes. And +1 for each other character that has a fist icon, but we don't have any others. So with 4 strikes, what can we do? Well, we can subdue these guys, and we can interrogate them. So we have officially completed objective number 1. We'll deal with that in a second. We're going to have to deal with that alien. We have, 3 or 4. Did I say I had 3 or 4? I think I have 4 to purchase with. So I'll buy Knock Knock because it does have one of those green fists. I'll replace it with Split in 2. Ooh, which is a really cool bishop card worth 7. Alright, now the guy in the combat zone is going to attack. Also a close call. Dodged out of the way of that spit. And it becomes now, we're going to shuffle and draw for the lieutenant. And then it will become the mercenary's turn. I am not going to look at the mercenary's hand until I deal with the complex, I promise. I promise I'll be good. Alright. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6 for the lieutenant. Mercenary goes. I'm not going to look, I promise. Just remembering that I want to position the cards this way. Okay. Let's see what we're dealing with. Oh shit, a soaring xenomorph. It flies and it is strong AF. It has 6 health. Oh my god. So by now we really should have built up enough strength to, have a lot of attack cards in our deck, and I don't know that we really do. So anyway, let's take a look at this really quick because we did complete this mission. And because this mission is complete, we now go to new residence, and the objective here is to find a way out, and it's got some very scary event cards that have to deal with the flying creatures. Okay, so these cards get discarded, and we now look and see what we got in the way of attacking. Draw a card, and you can spend command points as if they were strikes. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Wait, 1. The rest of these will count as strikes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, that will deal with this guy. Get him the hell out of there. And then he's got this card. This is one of those sergeant and commander cards. And one of the reasons we buy this is that by coordinating, I can put this card down for another player to use. I think I have to choose who I give it to, but I'm going to give it to the lieutenant. So when the lieutenant goes, they're going to have the benefit of 2 additional command points and the symbol at their disposal, thanks to the mercenary. All right, the mercenary is now done playing cards, and is going to take a strike from the spewing xenomorph. Wow, man. Strike deck is well shuffled, believe me. Lucky. And now draws 6 cards. We have 1, 2, and we will shuffle these to get it up to 6. All right. Our predator, who is not long for this world, becomes the new player. But first, something comes into the combat zone. We're dealing with things after they happen instead of before they happen, which is just a losing proposition. Okay, we have another soaring xenomorph worth 6. So this is really bad. This is why the objective is based on flying creatures and why we've got to get the hell out. All right, Predator, what do you got? Before you die, what can you do for us? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4 strikes. 5 strikes. Not enough to kill. Not enough to kill that soaring xenomorph. Still, 5 strikes is a lot. So we can kill this guy for 2. And then scan these. Scan this for 3, 4, 5. What is that? Oh shit, an egg cluster. It's stationary. This enemy does not strike. But if an event happens, facehuggers jump out. That's cool. Then we have 3 command points for this guy, and I'm just going to give him a lieutenant because it ultimately he's gonna die soon anyway. He is going to take a strike from the soaring xenomorph in the combat zone, who is going to do, oh my gosh, another one of these severed arteries. Okay, but this wasn't the character who had that. If that was their second, they would be dead on the spot. We're now going to draw 6 cards. Here's 3. So we're going to shuffle this deck. There is a facehugger in here, or chest burster. So we don't know when we're going to draw it, but when we do, this predator's dead. Something that's really cool that maybe I'll look up the rules for is that, you know, normally if that happens, you know, the character is obviously dead and out of the game. But there are rules that will allow that player to actually play as the alien that they grow into and just make things complicated for their friends. All right, 4, 5, 6. We will see what happens when we return to Elder Predator later on. It's now the lieutenant's turn. But first, something comes down. The egg is stationary in the weapons locker. What do we got? An ambushed medic. So if I kill this guy, I can heal a strike. So we're going to save that ambushed medic if we can. All right. I was given this coordination card from the mercenary, so I'm going to put this aside. And then what I have in my hand is, I like to look at the strikes first. 2. It also gives me 2 command points. 4 strikes. That's all I have in the way of strikes. So let's resolve the 4 strikes first. We are going to use that to kill this guy saving that ambushed medic, who then allows us to heal one of our strikes. So we're going to heal the one that is worth the most. This one that's worth 3. All right, then if I use this as a strike, do I also get this benefit? Need to look that up. Is it either or? Let's pretend I can't use it. Are any of those a strength card, by the way? Yes, this one was a strength card. This says that if I have a strength card, gain a card from the headquarters that costs 4 or less and put it on top of your deck. That would just be these. +2 command, discard and draw 2 more cards. I'll take that one. I'll put it on top of my deck, which is over here, just off camera. We're going to replace that card with another Ripley card. Okay, so meanwhile, 2 command, 3, 4, 5 command points. Once again, we go shopping, and for 5 command points, oh, more like 7, thanks to the coordination of our friend, we can take this expensive split in 2 card, which we will replace. Okay, so we get this really helpful split in 2 card. I bought it because it's worth 7, and who else is going to get 7? But this is not normally the symbol I attribute to this character. This coordination card then returns to the mercenary's discard pile. Alright. And that is it for the lieutenant. But because there is still a baddie in here, it deals us a strike. A strike for 2. Just a scratch. Just a scratch. Alright, so the lieutenant now has 2 strikes, one of which is not healable, but they're both very manageable, and draws 6 new cards for their next turn. And play goes to the mercenary, who becomes player 1. We draw their hand, but before we play it, something comes in. It is a cornered scientist. Alright. Costs 3 to kill, and if we do kill it, choose any number of players to each draw a card. Alright, helpful. Let's see what we got. Player 2 is showing all generic cards, and it's just inexcusable. 2 strikes that does nothing but scan, and 4 command points. I'll scan just so that the predator can hopefully deal with whatever's here. Oh hey, it's a guy named Steve. Let's take a closer look at that card. I've never seen Steve before. Hi Steve. Okay, on the reveal, if he's in the complex, which he was, choose a player to gain him, otherwise you kill him. He lets you draw a card, and you can only use his command points not to purchase cards, but to use an ability, blah, 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 blah. Okay, Steve. Hey, Steve. I guess I'll take Steve. I found him. It's my new buddy, Steve. And then with 4 command points, we will make a purchase. I wish I had battle cards that were worth it. I'll just buy this for 3. I don't see anything with strikes. Yeah. Alright, that's it. I take 2 strikes, 1 for each beastie. First one is a face hugger. The second one is a deep gash. Alright, scary. The deep gash hurts. The face hugger jumps on my face. Put this in front of me. Any player can fight it on their turn. If it's still alive at the end of the next turn, they'll kill it and gain a chest burster. Same as the other rules. Well, next we're going to Elder Predator, who, when we look at his cards, might be dead. Let's see what he's got. I'm not going to look yet. 3 attack. 2 that can be coordinated. 4 strikes. Discard to get +2. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. 6 is enough to kill this guy. And then the command points are worth 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't need those. If I survive, I'm going to coordinate this to the lieutenant. Alright. So we did not draw the chest burster that turn. We do take a strike from the creature that is left in operations there, the cornered scientist xenomorph. And we get a gash worth 2. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we draw 6 cards, one of which might be my doom. Alright. Now, something comes into the complex as things progress. What do we have here? A hazard. Okay, a hazard. So that's the second hazard of the game, and it says here, hazard number 2. What are these things? Add a hive card to the complex and reveal it. Then add another hive card to the complex and reveal it. Okay, so what this is doing is just accelerating the badness. So this is going to get forced in as we get a soaring xenomorph. And then this is going to get forced in as we get a soaring xenomorph. Let's see what came into the complex. An egg cluster and a predator. Reveal. Draw a strike and then turn this enemy face down. Alright, so player 1, whose turn this is, draws a strike right off the bat, worth 1. Alright, they get this coordinate card benefit from the Elder Predator. And here's the cards they can play this turn. I'm going to play these in operations just because things are getting so crowded. I've got wrist blades that do 3 strikes. I've got Ripley for another 3 strikes, plus 1 for each fist icon showing, so it's worth 4. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 strikes plus this card. If I had another one of these symbols, I could draw cards. All right. 10. Well, for 10, let's kill this for 4. 5, 6, 7. I don't think you can be face down when you're in the combat zone. You can be face down when you're in the complex. I don't have enough to kill this face hugger, but I'm going to kill this guy for 1. And then scan for 2. Okay, great. We get the emergency room. Let's see what that's all about. The emergency room moves to operations. If I pay 4 command points, I can open this door, turn the car sideways. Then we pay another 6 command points to close it behind me. If a player draws a strike that has a damage number, put it on the door instead. Okay. And ignore it. Once the door has 10 damage, discard it and all strikes on it. Okay, interesting. So they can burst in after us. Alright, so we found the exit, but there's a lot we're going to have to deal with. I only have 2... oh no, that's not true. Look, I have 4. Thanks to the Elder Predator, I have 4 command points. So, is that enough to... is that enough to do what this asked? Yeah, pay 4 to open the door, so turn it sideways. Okay. And then I have to pay 6 to close it behind us and move on. Meanwhile, dudes will be attacking it if it's in the combat zone, which it is not. Okay. So that's it for the lieutenant. The lieutenant does not draw a strike because the combat zone is finally empty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need to shuffle his deck to just draw 1 more card. All right. All right, 6. Play now moves to the mercenary, who gets a chest burster because I completely fucking forgot about his face hugger. If I wanted to retcon it, I would have to put the cornered scientist character back into the combat zone and take a strike for player 1. So I will do that. He takes a strike for another 2. Let's see, his value is 9. He's got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. Yeah, I'm doing that because we're not going to let this guy die. We're going to use that 3 to kill his face hugger. I don't normally like to retcon mistakes like that. If my rule usually is if I've moved on to a new phase, then I have missed my opportunity, and that's just that. I never did the top of the mercenaries turn here, which is something comes in. These guys are rapidly approaching. An event takes place. All right. An event on this card is kill one of your cards that costs 1 or more. And if there are any aliens in the air, the next player kills one of their cards that costs 1 or more. Alright. We do have 2 characters in the air. So I kill one of the cards. Does it say in my hand? Just says kill one of your cards that costs 1 or more. Alright. I will kill a specialist. I'm going to kill this specialist. And then It says if there's anyone else in the air the next player does, that will be the predator. And the predator will kill a... It says character. So yeah, the predator cannot kill his experience cards. It has to be an actual character. I'm trying not to look at his hand. Usually it says character on it, but I'm going to count Ripley as a character and get rid of her. She dead now. Alright. Mercenary now takes their turn. Okay, yes, Mercenary is going to play their hand now. They have the ability to... they have the ability to draw a card, and they can spend command as if it is strikes. So when it comes to command, we have 3. So we're probably going to use those as strikes. And then +2 is 5. +2 is 7. And it says enemies in the combat zone, because of knock knock, have 1 less health. So that's good. So we have 7. God, these guys are so strong. I just want to use it to kill these guys. But I'm going to do it for... I'm going to destroy the egg for 4. Oh, because when that event happened, a facehugger also went in front of player 1. When that event happened, a facehugger should have jumped out. Alright, so we are going to kill this for 4. Or no. We're going to kill the guy in the combat zone for 3. And when you do, any number of players can each draw a card. And we are going to kill this guy for 3. Alright. So, yeah, I'll have the lieutenant draw like an extra card. And I will draw an extra card. Why not? I can get 2 stars. It doesn't matter. And, well, we know who's going next. Dead Predator walking. I'm not going to have him draw a card. Okay. So before we get to player 3, let's find out what is happening. There's something happening here. I've been thinking about the Predator music. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Na-na-na-na-na-na. Okay. Nothing has come into the combat zone. Let's see right now if this Predator dies. Yep. When you draw this, you suffer extreme pain. I love how they add that detail. And die. Extreme pain and die. Alright. Elder Predator is now dead. We only have 2 characters remaining, which is the lieutenant and the mercenary. By the way, the mercenary never drew his cards up to 6. He needs to do that. We have to shuffle his deck first. Alright, so while I shuffle the mercenary's deck, here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that I take a little break. I look up the rules for alien players. And I have that chest burster that came out of the Elder Predator be, you know, a pred alien. Because that would be cool. I want to be lazy and like, I don't need to learn those rules. But yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. That's what our little AVP movie is about. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because he already had one for the mercenary. So it is going to be the lieutenant's turn when we are back. So let me go check out some rules and stuff, and I'll see you in a moment. Okay, yeah, the human players are gonna die. When it comes around again on my turn, I am going to be a Praetorian Xenomorph. Once during each of my turns, I can choose an alien in the complex or the combat zone to get +3 attack until the start of my next turn. Or +3 strikes. I guess that counts as strength. Wow, that's crazy. That is crazy. Alright, the lieutenant is going to need to go. But first, flying dude comes in. Yeah, there's no... I don't think there's any winning this. We just do not have enough cards. We still have so many standard cards. I have 3 strikes. I can do almost nothing with 3 strikes. I can't kill the egg. I can't kill the aliens. All I can do is scan. But if I make this worth 2 command, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I would have 6 command, and then only 1 strike. I will spend my 6 command to purchase bad idea, which is worth 3. Actually, I'll take this one, which is worth 5, but it's really powerful. Okay, and then I am going to draw. Oh, actually, I'm not going to draw yet, because I'm going to take a strike from this bad boy, who just does a flesh wound, but they're adding up. And then I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards for my next turn. All right. Play is going to go to the mercenary, but first, let's see what happens. Other flying boy comes in. We need a total of 12 strikes to kill these guys. Oh, you know what? When I spent that 5, here comes another retcon. I don't play this game very often, so when I spent 6, instead of purchasing this card, I'm going to put it back, and I'm going to spend my 6 on operations, because I needed 6 to shut this door. Pay 6 to close this behind you, move it to the combat zone, and complete the objective. Alright. Now, if I draw a strike that has a damage number, it goes on the door. So from this point forward, strikes that would come to us, the players, are actually instead going to come to the door, which is a cool little mechanic. So these aliens are trying to pound their way in. Their strikes are not hitting us, but there's no rule saying we can't hit them, which is nice. Okay, and because we have completed that objective, we go to objective 3. Get to the chopper. Get to the chopper. Objective: survive one way or the other. All right. We have to get to the chopper. That's all there is to it. Getting to life's choppers. Now then, The mercenary is going to go, and here's what their hand looks like. If I show another strength, I gain a card that costs 4 or less, and I do. So, card that costs 4 or less, I will take this. I'm just going to show you down here. This card worth 3. I will then, let's see, I've got this. Discard for +2. So I have 4 command points showing, 6 command points showing, unless I coordinate that, 7 command points. So we have 3 strikes and 7 command points. For 6 command points, I'm going to purchase Bad Idea into my hand. So those are all discarded. And the doors are now going to take the strikes. For some reason, my keyboard is not responding for me to switch my angles. Okay, so just to finish this, these 2 aliens each do a strike to the door, doing 1 damage, and then another damage. That's 2. It says once the door is 10 or more, discard it. Alright, so it can take 8 more worth of hits. Alright, it is now the Predator alien. It's their turn. And they're going to play some very unique cards. When you play this, it becomes an event. The event of Get to the Choppa is that El Cazador Trio de los Hombres draws 6 strike for each mark you have. Okay, we do not have Hunter's marks or whatever, thank God. Those must be cards that are going to be flipped over as part of the 3rd objective. We just haven't gotten to them yet. I can tell because they would say Get to the Choppa on the bottom, and these are still cards from the previous objective. So the event does nothing. Attach this to any face-up alien, and now it has +1 strike. So this guy is now no longer worth 6, he's worth 7. Attach this to any face-up alien, and at the start of each player's turn, after the hive card has been added, move that alien 1 space to the left if it's in the complex. Okay, we don't have aliens in the complex. Heal a strike from an alien player. Attach this to any room, and the next time this room is scanned, it's kind of an unscannable room for 1 turn. Each time a player reveals their hand and kills each sergeant, it kills each sergeant in it. Oh, everyone kills a sergeant. Sergeants are no longer in the game. So that's going to be it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These cards are like stiff and pristine because they have only been played with like once before. Okay, so this room, if I try to scan anything in the, let's say the med lab, then this card just gets taken away instead. Oh, and you know what I didn't... I don't think I'm a standard player, so I don't know if... no, the hive would still happen, actually. So something would have come down. What the hell? Oh, yeah. A camouflaged xenomorph exists. When revealed, they can't be fought on this turn. Well, nobody's going to fight it this turn anyway. All right, and then up here, whatever's in here moves, but the room has protection. I'm going to put it up here even though it's not on camera. Okay. Alright. That's Alien's turn, and it now becomes player one's turn. I just made enormous jumbo hot wings, and they were unbelievably delicious. I've never made them before. Good times. We begin player one's turn with some nastiness. Something comes in. The chopper! Wait a minute, it's the chopper! Okay, let's move everything down before we get too excited. Holy shit. Wait a minute. The chopper! The chopper! We got to read what it says! Oh my god. Alright, the chopper. Reveal. Move it to the combat zone. On your turn, you can play 3 command points and try to get to the chopper. You draw strikes equal to the number of enemies in the combat zone. Draw strikes equal to, and if you survive those strikes, place your avatar beneath the chopper. You're safe and out of the game. And when every living player does this, oh my god, I think we might actually survive. Because there are strikes. Strikes are going into the door. So we just have to survive a couple swipes from this. Oh my gosh. Very interesting. All right. So we have these 3 aliens in here. One of them made extra strong. And we've got the chopper. That is so lucky that that just came up in the shuffle. Alright, dude. We locked the door. We locked the door. The aliens are pounding at the door, aided by our good friend, the Elder Predator, who died and gave birth to a Praetorian xenomorph. And here is what we got. 3, 4 strikes, which is enough to kill that camouflaged xenomorph, because we want less strikes on us. Okay, so we're going to kill him for 3. Now only 2 aliens are left to strike at us. Continuing with the turn, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. I can also discard more cards if I played someone who has the symbol. I didn't. That's the data class. But we didn't. So we have 4. And then we have this card, which I bought but never really read. It says to draw a card. Oh my gosh, I draw this, and you get +1 strike for any other strength card you played. We did play one in the beginning, so this is worth 4 strikes. It says, after we draw the card, you may discard this on your turn if there are 2 identical cards in the headquarters. You gain one of them to your hand and may choose another player to gain the other. Okay, well, taking a look, there are 2 cards that match, so I get one, and I give the other to the lieutenant. Sorry, I got so confused. I thought for a second that I was actually the mercenary, but I'm not. Okay, so we resolved this card. So with our 4 attack, we can scan, but I'm just going to probably destroy the egg for the sake. And then for the 4 we have here, I'm going to spend, let's see, 3 to try to get to the chopper. So that means I draw strikes equal to the amount of aliens or enemies in the combat zone. So, let's see. The lieutenant already has. Let's do this in operations. The lieutenant already has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. Oh, fuck. He's got to survive 2 strikes to get to the chopper. One, 2. I think that killed him. Yep, he died trying to get to the chopper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wow. We don't use these shield values when we play, in case anybody's wondering. Those are for special rules. Okay. He died. That was valiant. Very cool, very filmic. Running on his way to the chopper, the lieutenant takes a few gut-wrenching swipes before finally going down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is why I like Final Girl and games like this, where you are essentially playing a narrative. This game is fun because it actually has a literal 3-act structure to it. Anyway, the mercenary is the last player alive. This would be such a cool story if they could survive. The cards that they draw are... Hold it. Wait a minute. Ho. Before the mercenary continues their turn, there is something that you will not be surprised to know that I forgot to do. Okay, we're going to do it now. We got 2 aliens banging on the door. Top of the turn, something comes in. These things move. Reveal. Attach this to the final enemy. We do not have a final enemy card revealed yet. If you cannot add an enemy card to the wilds, which is the combat zone here, then shuffle this into your enemy deck. And when the final enemy is killed, kill the active player unless he pays 4 command points. So essentially this is a little time bomb action that would make the game a little bit spicier. Alright, now that we have done that, we can properly resolve 1, 2, 3. They can use that to try to get to the chopper. Plus this for 5, and then 2 strikes. He can do nothing with those 2 strikes. I would say, hey, let's scan this location, but dude, only bad things could happen. So we're not going to do that. He is just going to make a run for the chopper. He's going to spend his stars, and he is going to run to get into the chopper. He's already got 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds out of 11. His odds are good. The first enemy in the combat zone strikes. Actually, so it would be probably in the theater of the mind, it's probably different aliens, but still we're following the rules to drag 2 strikes from here. So let's do it. 2. 4. Not enough to kill him. And that is the end of our Aliens versus Predator experience. Sure. This was really fun. I enjoyed this. It was kind of like It's a little slow going. It's a little laborious. It doesn't lend itself visually to a very, I don't know, energetic Let's Play session, but I had a lot of fun doing it, and I thought a lot of cool stuff happened, and I did not expect that we would even not win, but survive, that someone would survive. Something has survived. Thank you for playing.